Hey, how's it going out there? Hope you guys are all doing good. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I'm glad you're here. This is just a channel where I'm working on disc golf as a left-handed player who's just getting into the hobby at like 40 years old. And I'm just going to talk random stuff, talks about being left-handed and playing and what I'm learning and how I'm learning it. I have a bit of a background in juggling and some circus flow arts and stuff. I've been shooting pool and billiards since I was probably about 14. So um, I just this summer I'm fortunate enough to have a disc golf course right basically in my backyard. So I figured I'd pick it up and see what I could learn, how I could do it. So today it's just some light practice. I'm only a couple of days back from vacation. I was at Beach Mountain, North Carolina, and up in the Appalachians. I took my trail and my Rockstar. Beach Mountain had a disc golf course on their ski resort. I hope to make it up there. The day we went, the ski lift was closed, and it would have been like a 45-minute hike up the mountain to start it. And I'd already done a whole bunch of hiking, and I just didn't really have it in me to do the 45-minute hike. So that was kind of a bust. But I'm back now, and I've kind of relocated where I'm practicing from for the time being. I'm about I don't know what that would be, 80-ish feet further back roughly from the basket. Typically I will practice my throws from about at the basket over to those trees, and now I am a little bit further back, getting ready to just practice more like a distance, kind of the way I practice or whatever, mess around while the dogs are out. Is I basically will do like 3 or 4 discs. I'll throw them, I'll see where they go, then I'll go up to them, and then basically I'll collect them or whatever, and then I'll throw them back towards the basket for like an approach, and then I will do a putt. And that's kind of the way I've been practicing. Pretty simple. I have come up with a couple putter games I might talk about in a while, but I think this time it's just basically going to be form, some grip stuff, and that's about it. When I'm doing this, I'm only going to be throwing like 3, 4 at a time. It's just easier for me to keep track of as I go out there, and then I'll go retrieve them. There may be some skips in the video or whatever, but that's what we're going to do. So without, I guess, further ado, as they say, let's go ahead and see what we can do with the Mentor, the Rockstar, and the Trail. I have a Judge Mini that came in my dynamic grip set that I have set up right here. This is kind of going to be my stopping point on my throw point if I walk up to it, and that will be how this is going to work. So hopefully my form will show up on frame and everything. I can watch it back and review it later. If you guys have any suggestions on what I can do to help with my form, leave it in the comments. And as always, if you like what I'm doing, like and subscribe. And now I'm going to throw the Mentor. Oh, I guess I should talk about grip real quick. My grip has changed quite a bit actually as I've been doing this. I think I mentioned this in one of my other videos, or I was going to mention it in a video that I didn't post. I can't actually remember at this point. When I was first starting, I was gripping it kind of like this, and then I was trying to release it kind of like this way, thinking because it would add more spin and it would get some more snap, which it's not right, because I'm always going to have my thumb right here pushing down on the disc. Somebody tried to tell me that what I should do is do like a circle and then do this and then move this finger off, which I tried. That doesn't feel, for whatever reason, having it like that, I kind of get what they were trying to do. I hope that was in frame, but it was do this, make like the A-OK sign, put it over the disc like this, wrap your other 2 fingers around there, and then bring your thumb up and then move your finger. And then that was about the way it was. I tried that a little bit. I didn't quite like it. I don't know what it was. It didn't feel like it was really solid in my hand. It felt like there was way more like odd pressure like across these knuckles, which maybe is right. But I think it was, I don't remember. This is a video. It might have been Cam Hoff Disc Golf. It might have been somebody else. But the way that they explained it was, you want, like, the way it's working for me is I'm basically only using these back 3 fingers, which is the same thing as doing this, right? It's just the way I'm curling them up. I'm um I'm actually more or less going like this, which is like a finger gun type thing, and they're curled a little bit differently, and then the meat part of my thumb is what I'm using to actually keep the pressure on it. So when it snaps out, okay, it's right in this. It's right in that crook, and that's what I'm holding it by. I can add my thumb, I guess, a little bit for more stability, but lately I've been trying to keep my thumb not really touching, and this index finger is not really coming onto the disc as I throw. That's what I'm doing to do my distance. My putting is a little bit similar, actually. It's a little bit of a hybrid between this type of grip and a spin putt grip, I think. And I might talk about that in a different video. I might briefly touch on it on this. But now that I've talked about the grip for a second, let me go ahead and throw this and see how well I do. It went into the tall grass. I must have released that late. Maybe I was too low, but I think that was pretty late release. So I'm going to go ahead and throw these two, and then go see if I can find that mentor. Alright, box turn. Okay, that one flew better. It had more of the trajectory that I was probably expecting. Being a left-handed thrower, it went up that way. I probably had it a little higher, nose higher, on a little bit more of an angle than straight, but it went up. It's a little breezy, so it might have caught some wind, but it did turn right, and it came down in between that tree and the tree I'm kind of aiming at. So I'll throw the trail, and then I'll go retrieve the discs, and then throw them back. And that one, of course, I released early because I was too worried about going in the other way. So I got to work on some of that, getting out of my head a little bit as I'm moving. But let me go retrieve those, and then I'll come back and I'll try again. Okay, so the mentor actually hit the tree and fell right between the tree and the tall grass, so I didn't have to go looking too hard for it in that tall grass. Part of the reason I'm throwing this way anyway is because of the tall grass. I've been in this tall grass more than I care about, and I'm trying to avoid that. So throwing it like this way and expecting it, because I'm left-handed, to turn is basically why I'm going back here to do it. Barring, of course, bad throws, late releases, all that crap. I hope that you're able to see me in frame as I'm running up. I think it should be good. And so I'm going to give these 3 another try, and I think we'll just keep the order. So the mentor, I think it was right, then the trail, then the rockstar, something. Mentors first, that's all I know, and that's what I'm going to go again with. That was on an angle, I think. That felt a little bit better as a release. I think I just released it up kind of at an angle instead of more on the straight plane. But it did go, and it did turn right instead of going into the tree, so probably a little bit on an angle and possibly a little bit of a release. Trail is next. That felt like a better release. I think I picked my foot up, and I think that helped get it a little bit more actual get it a little bit more stable off the rip instead of just leaning it. It still went right, but it did go in the tree and it did go right. I'd like to have, what I ideally like is to throw it so it will go further before it starts to hook. And maybe that's an arm speed thing, or maybe that's like an angle thing. But if I could get it past the tree that they're hooking towards and more centered to the tree in the middle, that is kind of the ideal way I want to throw these. Rockstar time. And that was a release. Into the tree. Even the pros do that though, so I guess whatever. Okay, time to retrieve. Okay, I'm back. I got me. The mentor and the trail actually were very close together since they both hooked the same way. Fortunately, Rockstar hit the tree. So I guess it is what it is. Either way, that's basically my practice. Those were kind of run-ups with X steps. I don't know if I'm doing those wrong. I think I'm trying to figure out the right like sequence or step, walk, step, pivot, and release. It's something I'm still kind of working on. I think I'm going to do these next two maybe more standing still and just with the rotation and see how I go with that. So we'll do the Rockstar first this time. Right. Down. If you didn't see that, that went a little bit through the branches on this one tree here. That was kind of my nemesis for the mentor and the Rockstar trail. But it did go through there. It did sail through, and then it took a turn between that tree and that other tree. So that's actually pretty good. If I was actually, that middle tree that I'm aiming for was like the basket, it'd probably be decent for a putt try, maybe approach. And now we'll do the trail. Right, I'm not expecting this one. That one went fairly well. It seemed to, like, as soon as it started to turn, it just go straight off. So that could have been a throw of my problem, or maybe a breeze. I felt better. Those two throws have actually felt a little bit better than my run-up throws, which makes sense because I've been practicing the stance throws a lot more than the run-up. Mentor. And I don't know what the deal with that one is, dude. That's really annoying. Just for giggles. And get this straight here. Let's see where that landed. First time it hit, it landed like right here. And actually it's pretty much right where it landed last time, but it landed like right about here. And so now it's over here. Oh. So for whatever reason, at least the consistency's good. The Rockstar and the trail are over here. I see the trail and the Rockstar. The Rockstar is right there. And then the trail is right over the sidewalk, right there. And the basket is right under that tree. So typically what I'll do, like I was saying, is I'll usually throw. I'll throw from that way. Well, as I was saying, typically what I'll do is I'll throw from that way out this way. I'll come up, I'll pick them all up, or I'll find one that has like the furthest distance or whatever angle or something I'm looking at trying to do, and then I'll bring all the discs to that, and then I'll practice like different throws to my approach back to the basket. Unfortunately, there's a lot of low-lying trees around here, so it makes it kind of a challenge to get anything other than like weird sidearms or trying to throw really, really low around the trees. But that's basically what I do. That's how I practice. So this should be a sidearm, really. I should throw it up. It should actually go hook around right here in this gap and then come down. I think I'll try that. Basically that. If I would have gotten it to come out a little bit, maybe it would have like actually sort of came out and swooped down and around a little bit more. But I got the Rockstar in the trail to try that with, so let's see if we can do that. I went the Rockstar, and here we go with the trail. That was too short. I didn't have enough power on that one. I was too worried about the wind taking it. Alright, there's the trail. There's the Mentor and the Rockstar. And then basically what I'll do is, usually it'll be the one furthest away is the one I'll start with for putting. And I mean, that was the trail, but that one was a pretty bad throw. So I'll go with the Mentor, and then or the trail, I guess, first, then the Mentor. And the Rockstar. And then usually what I'll do is I'll just keep putting until they're all in. So sometimes one way I'll do it is I'll pick up the ones I have and take them over to the furthest one. So basically that's the trail. So I'll pick up the Mentor, the Rockstar, and I'll come over to the trail here, and I'll putt from the trail. And basically if I miss again, then I just keep going back until I get all of them in the basket from the spot. So trail here. Okay, the wind blew my phone over. I don't know how much you saw of that, but I was trying to say that what I'll do is I'll throw to approach, I'll try to putt. If I miss the putts, I'll basically walk over to the furthest disc, in this case it was the trail. I'll collect the two that I missed, and then I'll putt from the furthest one away from the basket. If I miss those, I basically repeat the whole process until I have them all in the basket. So from here, I don't know, trail. Missed with the Mentor. So then I'll come over and I'll pick up the ones in the basket and I'll throw from the Mentor. And then I just repeat the whole thing again and again. So then what I'll do is I'll walk all the way back over to where I want to practice my driving and my throwing from, or my tee-offs, or whatever you want to call them. And in this case, it's way back here. And sometimes I'll switch out the discs to get a feel for all of them, and then keep on keeping on. So this is getting kind of long in time. I'm probably boring you all anyway. I'll give this turn in this Maestro a try real quick, and probably call it after that. So let's see what happens. Thanks for watching. As always, leave comments. Tell me what you want to see next episode, or what you want me to talk about. I'm going to try to start talking a little bit more in between this stuff about other things I want to talk about. I think as I get a little bit better, I get a little bit more easygoing with the camera and how it's set up and positioned and stuff, that might come a little bit more naturally. Until then, you're probably just going to have to take my incessant rambling as content, or whatever you want to do with it. And, you know, take care of each other, keep throwing discs, and stay shiny. Let's throw these. Maestro first. With the run-up, I guess. Into the tree it goes. So I'm either releasing late, or I'm too worried about something and I'm too focused on hitting the tree, and I'm hitting the tree. That's probably what it is. There's probably something to that. Let's try this turn. Actually probably did what it was supposed to do. So yeah, I'm going to have to work on this release angle, or whatever's going on, which is making me bite this tree. I have a feeling it has something to do, like when they tell skiers, focus on the path, not the trees, because if you focus on the trees, you're going to hit the trees. I think there's a little bit of something to that. I'm so worried about going into the tree or the grass or whatever, that I'm shifting my focus from where I want to actually go and aim. Could be something with my approach, my release, all that stuff. I'm still working on it, but that's kind of a day in the life of how I practice. So I hope you guys found something useful out of it, and you can incorporate it into your own practice sessions. I'm not really a coach or anything like that, so you know, just take it for what it was worth. And if I helped you guys out, perfect. Let me know in the comments below. And with that, take care of yourselves, guys.